Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, over these next few podcasts, I want to dive into a subject that I'm being questioned about a lot, whether it's from patients that come in to see me or individuals contacting me through various methods, the main one being email. And they're concerned about things that they're noticing that's happening to their body as a result of them no longer having sex. And this rides both sides of the fence because I'm getting, these concerns from many men as well as many women. And then there are those that have no clue that certain things in which they're faced or suffering from is as a result of living a sexless life. Now, there are individuals within certain religions where that is the way in which they live, and which is understandable. But sex is very important for your health, because sex is a very, very powerful thing. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, it can help with burning calories. It can help with strengthening your immune system. And I surprise so many individuals when I tell them that, when they look for immune boosters. And sometimes I ask them, stop looking for a simple pill to be the answer to everything. Your actions in life, how you live your life, certain activities in which you engage in can strengthen your immune system, and one of them being sex. And I'm not just talking about random, reckless sexual behavior, running into someone in the supermarket and you're having sex with them in the bathroom of the supermarket or something. No, I'm not really talking about that. Even though in a small way that does have its positives. I'm really not pushing that. But sex can also help with your immune system. Enhance your immune system. It can even make you live longer. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. And but understand, celibacy or not having sex, its health effects, it can vary a great deal based on your age, your overall health, among many other things. But understand, sex is important, but then not having sex can affect your life. Because in some ways, I've had individuals ask me like, Doc, why am I feeling down in the dumps so much? I want to come in. Does that mean that I'm chi deficient? Yes, you can be. Usually you are. Not always. But it can be due to a sexless life in which you're living. Because sex is part physical as well as it's part mental. And understand that when you're having sex, the skin to skin aspect of it, that contact, and this skin to skin relationship is considered like your first primal way in which human beings are comforted. And it's not just through sex. Think about, for a baby, like when a mother holds a baby against her breasts or against her skin, that child goes right to sleep. They're so relaxed. But now when having sex, that connection tends to give each one, that sort of skin to skin caressing, that tends to, more times than not, regulate your mood. And it stimulates the release of oxytocin, which is considered a feel-good hormone, along with dopamine and so forth and so on. And when I talk about dopamine, because sex tends to boost your spirits through these mood-elevating endorphins. It serves like as a pick-me-up, and you're relaxed after a good round of sex, and you feel good. You feel really good. Now, for women, especially older women, if you're not having sex, you can tend to experience less lubrication, and that's part of that kidney essence factor, that essence factor, from an acupuncture perspective. And when you're facing essence deficiency, you need to see an acupuncturist, especially if you really want to get back into ramping up your sex life. And it's part of why I'm going to do, let's say, the next few episodes discussing the importance of sex. Because as you age and the more you abstain from having sex, for older women, your vagina can have a hard time getting lubricated when you start having intercourse again. The lack of sex, your vaginal walls begin to thin, and in older women, this is because the lack of hormones such as estrogen. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you're gonna have plenty of estrogen around to make sure like your tissues stay healthy and elastic and lubricated. But when you're not having sex and you're in your 60s, and there's lack of estrogen, many of you women, you understand what goes with that. So it's important to keep things flowing. And I'm not saying run out and, oh my God, just find someone to have sex with. No, not. But when you're deficient in this essence, kidney essence, you want to sit with an acupuncturist. And I say this a lot. It's important to make acupuncture a part of your life. And as a matter of fact, you know what? If you're doing something right now, do me a huge favor. Okay, I want you to stop whatever it is you're doing. If you're lifting something heavy, just take a moment, put it down. If you're working, stop for a second. If you're operating a vehicle, pull it over to the side of the road. If you're flying an aircraft and you don't know how to use autopilot, land it at your nearest airport. If you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. Because right now, I need you to close your eyes for a second. And I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Okay? But just leading a sexless life, there's certain problems that can come from it. Also, think about having or experiencing more discomfort during sex. Because regular sexual intercourse is very important for vaginal health after menopause. Again, because without regular frequency of intercourse, as you get older, your vaginal walls thin out, and this is where the painful sex comes into play. Once you start engaging in sex again. And you see, the less frequent there's intercourse, you know, it provides less physical stimulation, which produces lubrication. And some individuals may want to turn to vaginal estrogen creams to sort of slow down or reverse the process. No, see an acupuncturist. See an acupuncturist. All right. Now, another issue that comes with having less sex is you may tend to find yourself feeling more stressed. Right? Now individuals, and this isn't an absolute, but individuals who tend to be less stressed are individuals who are engaging or have more of a sex life. Okay? So keep that in mind. You know, because if sex is sort of like a stress reliever for a person, not having it, of course, can cause an increase in stress levels. But at the same time, you know, having sex can be stressful because, let's say, if you're an older woman and it's painful, okay, it's going to stress you. Now, also, believe it or not, having sex can help alleviate menstrual cramps. Okay, it can alleviate cramps during a female's period. And there will be some healthcare practitioners that may disagree, and then there's some that's on the same side that do understand it. Because understand, your uterus is a muscle in women. And your uterus tends to contract when you have an orgasm. Which also can cause blood to expel more quickly, therefore decreasing menstrual cramps. And acupuncturists, they're well aware of this. But you want to know something that's real tricky? Having less sex can also make you less intelligent. And I know many of you listening to this podcast right now are raising your eyebrows like, what is he talking about? You know, you may not necessarily be losing IQ points, but sex does it actually affects a person's cognition. And studies have shown that individuals that are engaged in more regular sexual activity tend to score higher on tests that are focused on measuring your verbal as well as your spatial skills. And individuals having regular sexual activity, also tend to score higher on cognitive tests than those who are not sexually active. And this has a lot to do with hormones that are released during sexual activity. You know, so I want you to keep that in mind. You know, but if you find yourself concerned about living a sexless life and and so forth and so on, you can sit and talk with an acupuncturist about that. You really can. You'll be shocked, as to how that can be treated, how that can be dealt with. But in the interim, in 2024, I want you to consider making acupuncture part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?